morning, students. In the previous session we have started lesson number 2. I hope we are clear with the sums and with the definition of integers. Yes, we have started lesson number 2, multiplication and division of integers. Yes, we will just quickly revise integers, the definition. An integer is a whole number, not a fractional number that can be positive, negative or 0. Example of integers are -5, 1, 5, 8, 97. Example of numbers that are not integers are -1.43, 13/4, 3.14. Integer means all the positive numbers, all the negative numbers and 0, they are together, they are called as integers. But in the numbers which are not integers, they are fractional numbers and decimal numbers. They are not integers. Now, after that we have seen few rules of multiplication of integers. Yes, we have solved the sums of multiplication of integers. In that there are few rules. First rule is positive number multiply by positive number. Here you can see here. First rule, positive number multiply by positive number. The product of two positive number is always a positive number. Okay. Second rule is, if the first number is positive, if the first integer is positive and the second integer is negative, then the product is negative number. Yes, if the first number is positive number and the second number is negative number, then the answer or the product is always a negative number. Correct. Now the third rule is, if the first number is negative and the second number is positive, then the answer or the product is negative number. Yes, you are clear with this? Okay, now the next fourth rule what we have seen, if the first number is negative and the second number is negative, means in the multiplication if both the numbers are negative numbers, then the answer is always a positive number. So these are the rules. Based on these rules we have solved the sums, we have solved practice set 8. Yes, in the previous session. Now we'll start with the next, that is division of integers. In the previous class we have studied about multiplication of integers. Now we'll start division of integers. To solve or to divide integers, there are few rules that we will see first. The rules of division of integers are like the rules of multiplication of integers. It is same like multiplication of integers. What rules we have seen, that only same. It is for division of integers also. First rule is, we cannot divide any number by 0. This is the first rule. We cannot divide any number by 0. And in the multiplication, if we are multiplying any number by 0, what we will get? Yes, if we are multiplying any number by 0, we will get 0 answer. But in the division, we cannot divide any number by 0. This is the first rule. Now we will see the second rule. Okay, now the second rule is, the quotient of two positive integer is a positive number. The quotient of two positive integer, if we are dividing two positive numbers, two positive integers, the answer, the quotient is always a positive number. Okay, if the two numbers, if we are dividing two numbers, if the first integer is positive and the second integer is positive, then the answer or the quotient is always a positive number. This is the second rule. Now the next rule is, the quotient of two negative integers is a positive number. The quotient of two negative integers, if both the numbers are negative, while dividing, if the first number is negative number and the second number is negative number, negative integer, then the answer or the quotient is always a positive number. It is same like multiplication of integers. And the third rule is, the quotient of a positive integer and a negative integer, the answer of or the quotient of a positive integer and a negative integer, if in both the numbers, if one number is positive and one is negative, then the answer or the quotient is always a negative number. I hope you are clear with all the rules of division. Yes, if both the numbers are positive numbers, then the quotient is positive number. Correct. If both the numbers are negative, then the quotient is positive number. Yes, And if the one number is positive and the second number is negative, then the quotient is always a negative number. Now we will solve the sums based on this division of integers. These are the examples. We will solve these examples first. Okay, first example, as you can see here, minus 14 divided by 2. Now we will see how to solve these sums. First number, first integer is what? Minus 14, correct. What is the second integer here? Second integer, you can see, this is second integer is 2. Yes. Now in the first step, we will write down first integer, that is minus 14 as it is. Yes. And in the first step, in place of divide, this division sign, you can see here I have written here multiplication. Yes, in the first step we will write down first integer as it is, that is minus 14 I have written as it is. In place of divide, that is division sign, I have written multiplication. As I have written here multiplication sign, we will write down multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of this second integer. What is the second integer here? 2. Now I hope you are clear with the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal. Last year you have studied. So what is the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of 2? Yes, 1 upon 2, correct. So this is 1 upon 2 here. In the first step, what we had written? First integer as it is, that is minus 14. In place of division, we have written multiplication sign, and we have written multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the second integer, that is 2. So multiplicative inverse of this 2 is 1 upon 2. I hope you are clear with the first step. Yes, no doubt. Now we'll see the second step here. Okay, in the second step, minus 14 multiply by 1. Minus 14 ones are minus 14. Numerator multiply by numerator. And in the denominator, which number is there? 2, correct. So we are written minus 14 divided by 2 in the second step. So minus 14 divided by 2. 2's table, all of you are knowing the 2's table? Yes, correct. 2 ones are 2, 2 sevens are 14. Yes. So what is the answer here? Minus 7 upon 1. Minus 14 divided by 2, that is the answer is minus 7 upon 1 is equal to minus 7. You can write down minus 7. Yes. In the denominator there is 1. So if you are writing this one, that is also correct. If you are not writing, if you will write down just minus 7, this is also correct. So this is first sum we have solved. I hope you are clear with this. What we did, once again we will just see what we have done in this sum. In the first step, we have written the first integer as it is. In place of division sign, we have written multiplicative in multiplication. As we are writing multiplication sign in the first step, we will write down multiplicative inverse of the second integer. So the second integer is 2 here. So multiplicative inverse of 2 is 1 upon 2, correct. So minus 14 multiply by 1 upon 2. Minus 14 multiply by 1. Minus 14 ones are minus 14 upon 2, that is divide by 2 as it is. So minus 14 divide by 2. 2 ones are 2, 2 sevens are 14. So the answer is minus 7 upon 1 is equal to minus 7. This is the answer. Okay. Now we'll see the next sum. Okay. Now the next sum, as you can see here, 91 divided by in bracket minus 13. Yes. What is the first integer here? 91. What is the second integer? Minus 13. Correct. Now first step, we will write down first integer as it is. So what is the first integer here? 91. Correct. Very good. So we will write down 91 as it is. In place of division, divide, what we will do? In place of division, we will write down multiplication sign. Correct. And what we will do next? Yes. What is the second integer here? Minus 13. What is the multiplicative inverse of minus 13? 1 upon minus 13. That also we are written it here. So first step is what? 91 multiply by 1 upon minus 13. So 91 ones are 91 upon divide by minus 13 as it is. So here you can see the second step, 91 upon minus 13. So 13 stable, all of you know 13 stable, 13 ones are 13, 13 sevens are 91. So what is the answer here? As you can see here, 7 upon minus 1, correct. So the answer is, when we are dividing 91 by minus 13, we will get 7 upon minus 1 and is equal to, I have written here minus 7 upon 1. Okay, you will write down that negative sign in the numerator. In the answer, in the final answer, you will write down always the negative sign in the numerator. So 7 upon minus 1 is equal to minus 7 upon 1 is the answer. I hope we are clear with this example. Yes, what we did in the first step, first integer as it is, in place of division we are written multiplication sign and we are written multiplicative inverse of the second integer, that is minus 13. So multiplicative inverse of the minus 13 is 1 upon minus 13. Then next step, 91 multiply by 1, that is 91 and minus 13 in the denominator as it is. So 91 divide by minus 13. 13 ones are 13, 13 sevens are 91. So the answer is 7 upon minus 1 is equal to minus 7 upon 1. In the rule, I hope you remember the rule. Just now we have seen the division, few rules of the division of integers. If in any two numbers, if the one number is negative, then the quotient is always a negative number or negative integer. So here you can see one number, this 13 is in negative. So the answer or the quotient which we got here, that is also negative number, minus 7 upon 1. Okay. Now we'll solve the next sum. Next sum is minus 100 divided by 20. Okay. So what is the first number here? First integer minus 100. Very good. Now what is the second integer? 20. Correct. So first integer minus 100 we will write down as it is in the first step, and in place of division sign what we will write down? Correct. What we will write down? Multiplication. And as we are writing here multiplication sign, we will write down multiplicative inverse of the second integer, that is 20. So what is the multiplicative inverse of 20? 1 upon 20. Correct. So first step is minus 100 multiply by 1 upon 20. So in the second step, numerator multiply by numerator, minus 100 multiply by 1. Minus 100 multiply by 1 is minus 100. Correct. And divide by 20 as it is. So minus 100 divide by 20. Now 100 we can cancel. 20 ones are 20, 20 fives are 100. Correct. So the answer is minus 5 upon 1. So this is the answer. We will divide minus 100 by 20. We will get minus 5 upon 1. Now here in the answer we got negative sign in the numerator. So no need to write it again as 5 upon minus 1. No need to write. You will write down minus 5 upon 1 as it is. So I hope you are clear with these sums. Okay. Now we'll see the next sum. Okay. We'll start with the next sum now. As you can see here, 3 divided by minus 7. Okay. What is the first integer? First integer is 3. Correct. What is the second integer here? Yes. Second integer is minus 7. Correct. Very good. So first step. What is the first step? We'll write down first integer as it is. That is 3. In place of division sign what we will write down? Correct. We will write down multiplication, and we will write down multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the second integer. Second integer is -7. So what is the multiplicative inverse of -7? Correct, 1 upon -7. Very good. Now in the first step we are written 3 multiplied by 1 upon -7. Now the second step is 3 multiplied by 1. 3 ones are 3. Correct. And in the denominator -7 as it is we will write down. So 3 upon -7. These both the numbers 3 upon -7. It will not get cancelled. So we will write down as it is. Only we will write down in the answer negative sign we will write down in the numerator. So the answer is -3 upon 7. 3 upon -7 is equal to -3 upon 7. Okay. I hope you are clear with all the sums. Yes. Now we'll see the next sum. Okay, you can see here next sum, -250 divided by -5. Yes, both the numbers are negative. Correct, both the numbers, both the integers are negative. So the answer is always a positive integer or quotient is positive. Okay, so first step is what? We'll write down first number, that is first integer, -250 as it is. Yes. In place of division what we will write down? Yes, we'll write down multiplication sign and we'll write down multiplicative inverse of the second integer. Second integer is -5. So multiplicative inverse of -5 is 1 upon -5. Correct. So -250 multiplied by 1 upon -5. So this is the first step. Now in the second step, -250 multiplied by 1, that is -250, and in the denominator divide by -5, this as it is. So second step is -250 divide by -5. Yes. Now this minus and minus will get cancelled. So 250 divide by 5. We'll divide 250 by 5. 5 ones are 5. 5 5s are 25 and 0 as it is. So answer is 50 upon 1. Yes, 250 divided by 5 is 50 upon 1, or you can write down 50. So this is the answer. Okay. I hope you are clear with all the examples. So again we will see, we are written the first integer as it is. In place of division, divide sign, we are written multiplication. Then in second number, second integer, we are written additive, we are written multiplicative inverse of the second integer, that is -5. We are written 1 upon -5, and then -250 multiplied by 1, that is -250 divide by -5. So minus minus get cancelled. 250 divided by 5 is 50 upon 1, or is equal to 50. So I hope you are clear with all the examples. Yes, it is same like multiplication of integers. The rules are same. In multiplication of integers, if the two numbers, if we are multiplying two numbers, if both the numbers are positive, then the answer is positive number. If one number is positive and one number is negative, then the answer is negative number. And if both the numbers are negative numbers, then the answer is positive number. Same in division also. If the two numbers, when we are dividing two numbers, two integers, if both the integers are positive, then the quotient, the answer is positive number. If we are dividing two numbers in that both the numbers are negative numbers, then the quotient or the answer is always a positive number. And if we are dividing two numbers in that if one number is positive and one is negative, then the answer is always, or the quotient is always, a negative number. I hope you are clear with all the rules. Okay, based on these rules we have solved the sums, we have solved division of integers. Okay, these are the examples we have seen. Now today we'll stop till here only. In the next class, in the next session, we'll start with practice set 9, which is given in your textbook. We'll solve the sums which are given in your textbook. Till then you will practice all the sums, you will solve the sums which are given in the assignment, and okay, you will practice everything, you will learn the tables. And today I will stop till here. Thank you so much.